Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to a new cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwegbe. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times 276. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, says the federal government has secured more than $1 billion in concessional financing and grants to accelerate reforms aimed at transforming Nigeria's healthcare system. Speaking at the maiden edition of the Business Day Health Conference in Abuja, Dr. Salako said the funds sourced through partnerships with the World Health Organization, United States Agency for International Development, World Bank, and others are being deployed to strengthen governance, upgrade infrastructure, expand access, and stimulate private sector participation. He noted that the ongoing reforms go beyond policies, describing them as foundational efforts that go far beyond healthcare delivery. The Independent National Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to ensuring that eligible inmates in Nigeria's correctional facilities are not denied their constitutional rights to vote. Chairman of the Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, gave the assurance during a courtesy visit by the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Nwakuche, at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Aniyetie Patrick reports.
Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, says the Commission is pushing for clear legal provisions to make inmates voting a reality. Yakubu says voting is a human right which cannot be taken away from citizens simply because they are serving time in correctional facilities, particularly those awaiting trial.
I wish to reassure you, the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, that we are united with you in our shared determination to extend voting rights to inmates of our correctional facilities. A meeting like this goes a long way in reaffirming our resolve in this regard.
The INEC chairman cited previous court rulings affirming the voting rights of inmates awaiting trial. He noted that discussions are ongoing with the Correctional Service to address logistical issues such as voter registration inside facilities, creation of polling units, voter education, and access for election observers and political parties. Yakubu also called for electoral reforms to clarify Section 12 of the Electoral Act, which currently leaves room for different interpretations on inmates' eligibility.
Election is a process governed by law. Again, working together, we can seize the opportunity of the ongoing electoral reform for a clear legal provision that will specifically cover citizens serving time in our correctional facilities. Doing so will clarify the provision of Section 12, subsection 1E of the Electoral Act 2022 on voter registration.
Earlier, the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, Sylvester Nwakuche, noted that the essence of their visit is to strengthen interagency collaboration for inmates' voting rights.
The inmates of this great nation, I represent them as the Controller General of Corrections. Over 81,000 of them, of which over 66% are awaiting trial persons who are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Even while as convicts or awaiting trial persons, they do have rights. And part of those rights are rights I'm here this morning to discuss with the INEC chairman to see how we can, if possible, extend some of these rights to these inmates.
The meeting also recognized the role of civil society groups like the Carmelite Prisoners' Interest Organization in advocating for inmate voting and welcomed the support of the National Assembly's electoral committees for greater inclusivity. Aniyetie Patrick reporting for Global TV.
The Nigerian Governors Forum has named Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State as its Governor of the Year 2025. The forum says the honor is in recognition of Eno's leadership, transparency, and achievements under the Arise agenda as the award was presented at the public unveiling of the socio-economic impact assessment of the Arise Agenda in 2 years held at the Government House in Uyo, the state capital. In another development, the Progressive Governors Forum has given Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State a special recognition award for exemplary leadership and transformative governance, saying it is anchored on youth empowerment, innovation, and inclusive development. The award was presented at the official opening of the forum's quarterly meeting of commissioners for youth and sports in APC-governed states. The forum also praised its achievements in education, digital learning, industrialization, agricultural modernization, and health interventions, all driven by data-informed and transparent approach to leadership. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, says it will carry out thorough investigation into the real estate sector as part of concerted efforts to curb corruption. Executive Chairman of the Commission, Ola Olukoyede, made this known at an event organized by the Law Corridor firm on policy dialogue on the critical issues affecting Nigeria's real estate ecosystem in Abuja. Correspondent Kabir Hassan has details.
Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, lamented that many abandoned estates in the country were funded by civil servants through stolen public funds. Olukoyede, in his keynote address on policy dialogue on critical issues affecting Nigerian real estate ecosystem, said the investigation will begin in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja. He added that the agency will collaborate with other sectors and stakeholders in the real estate sector to ensure that the investigations are true.
I've set up a team. We'll start visiting all the estates across, not only Abuja, across Nigeria. We want to know who owns what.
According to him, the action is to determine real owners of land across the FCT and possibly identify whether the estates are product of illicit transactions.
It will shock you that some of these estates have been abandoned for 20 years, 10 years. They just take it to a level and they abandon it. Nobody knows what's going on. And you know, the little thing, what we have been able to gather is that most of these estates were funded by civil servants who have stolen money.
EFCC boss pleaded with Nigerians to collaborate with the EFCC as is being done by the Law Corridor firm to fish out the criminals using real estate sector to launder stolen public funds. Hassan Kabir reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. When the rest of the broadcast returns, Corporate Affairs Commission blames stamp duties payment failure on portal incompatibility with partner agencies. Details coming plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please do stay with us. The return of the news now begins with business. The Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, has blamed the current failure of stamp duties payments on its portal on incompatibility between its newly upgraded system and those of partner agencies. The Commission disclosed this in a statement posted on its X handle, assuring users that a permanent fix is being worked on and is close to completion. The Commission also noted that the glitch occurred following the deployment of a new and more advanced portal that is currently ahead of the systems used by collaborating agencies responsible for processing stamp duties. Let's go beyond Nigeria now. Ghana's President John Mahama has announced a full investigation into the helicopter crash that killed 8 people, including 2 government ministers and 3 members of the Ghana Armed Forces. In his first address since the accident, Mahama says flight data and voice recorders have been recovered and a board of inquiry is examining the cause. Zibrao Nasiru completes the report.
President Mahama has referred to the victims of the sad incident as some of Ghana's brightest minds, stating that a state funeral will be held on August 15.
The government is in close touch with the bereaved families about identification of the bodies and final interment.
The presidency has said the country's defense and environment ministers were killed in a military helicopter crash on Wednesday after the Air Force chopper carrying 3 crew and 5 passengers came down in a forest in the country's south. Ghanaian media reported that the helicopter was on its way to an event on illegal mining, a major environmental issue in the West African country. Zahra Nasr, reporting for Global TV News.
Oh, thank you so very much, Raul. Authorities say bushfire in the mountainous area of north of Los Angeles in California has triggered evacuations in 2 U.S. counties, scorching nearly 5,000 acres as well as 2,000 hectares. At least 10 zones in Los Angeles and Ventura counties were under evacuation orders, with 2,700 residents displaced as of Thursday morning. At least 400 personnel have reportedly been deployed to contain the fire. In a different development, the United States has offered a €50 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, doubling an earlier reward of $25 million set by the Trump administration in January. In a video posted to social media announcing the increase in reward money, United States Attorney General Pam Bondi accused Maduro of collaborating with Venezuelan crime syndicates, trying the Aragua Cartel of the Suns and the notorious Sinaloa Cartel in Mexico. The U.S. has accused the Venezuelan leader of being one of the world's leading narco-traffickers and working with cartels to flood the United States with fentanyl-laced cocaine. And now time to find some excitement in the world of sports. Elkanah God's Gift has sealed a move to Shooting Stars ahead of the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League NPFL season. God's Gift signed a 2-year deal with the Oluyole Warriors. The goalkeeper had previously played for Bayelsa United, Abia Warriors, Katsina United, as well as Akwa Ibom United. Manchester City are set to hijack Manchester United's move to sign Carlos Baleba from Brighton. Reports say the Seagulls have slapped a €104 million price tag on Baleba. Earlier this week, United made contact via intermediaries in a bid to explore the conditions of a move for the midfielder. Meanwhile, Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho has sorted out personal terms with Chelsea ahead of a possible move. Garnacho is now waiting for the 2 Premier League clubs to agree a transfer fee. This was confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, an independent Italian journalist and influencer in the business of sports. And as a full cycle here on the news, a quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times 276. As always, we encourage you to follow and engage with us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG as well as other handles as you now see on your screen. I'm Uyi Agmofwegwe saying a big thank you to you for watching. I will see you again.